Hello everyone. Today I would like to share with you a very vintage amplifier and the receiver from Sony, STR-6046, famous with a green backlight dial. This was produced in 1971. It's quite heavy with a wooden case. 9 to 10 kilo is total weight. This is on-off button here, and it has a 4 channels, basically 2 channels per A and B with 20-watt output. And later on, after 2 years, Sony has launched STR-6046A, and in that one they use the STK IC chip, and this one has a transistor. So many people they believe that transistor produce more better sound than those STK chips. Basically, those are still been used in all stereo integrated amplifiers. So whatever say integrated amplifier, it means it has a IC chip. STK series mostly it was made by the Panasonic, and everybody was using Marantz, Philips, Sony, you name it, all Denton and Philips, all the audio brands they were using, even their own national Panasonic and Technics, they were using those STK chips. 4046 chip was very popular. It has a 4 channel out also, stereo, 25 watt per channel it was producing, and it's very common. But this is before the IC. This has a transistor, PNP transistor at the output stage, and many people believe that this stereo receiver amplifier produce warmer sound is close to tube amplifiers because of use of transistors. So I can show you the layout. Basically, this is power on off. The build quality is good. You see here is a the meter, signal strength meter, which is supposed to have a backlight also like that, but it's look like not working. Maybe lamp is broken or connection is loose. And these are the speaker selection, and you have also the headphone out. This is the volume, balance, bass, treble, and you have a loudness and a high filter, and then you have a mode, and then you have a monitor also. And here is the input selector basically. So at the end is the auxiliary. You can add the auxiliary, basically you can add anything, CD player, any line level input you can input, or any digital devices can be also input nowadays. Even the Bluetooth receiver can also be because they produce also the line level output, it can be plugged in the auxiliary. I'll show you connection on the back side after describing this in front. Then it also any basically line level audio input, analog input can be the auxiliary. And next is phono, you see, and phono, after phono you have the FM, and see the red light is turning on. It's important to mention this doesn't have a LED. It's a normal lamps, which were 6-volt lamps. They were used on the back of dial, 3 of them, one there and one in between, one this side. And when you move it, basically, then those lamps are burning and you can see it. So auxiliary, phono, FM, and then you have AM, and you have a microphone input. You have a 2 microphone left and right input, and you have a mic level here. That's a very good feature basically. So it can be used as a public announcement, or you can also mix with playing other music and try to sing or something. So this can also have the preamp which can support the microphone, and of course this is the tuning. So as a UL 88 to 108 megahertz for FM and the medium wave band basically. So that how this was laid out. And the screen background light in the wooden casing, and this aluminum shining look was quite famous and was quite a remark of the Sony. Many of the devices in 70s they were making like that. It's quite desirable. Basically, still people would like to have it. Some of them because of the audio quality, some they wanted to just revive it and recap, change all the electrolytic capacitors and giving it a new life and enjoying the analog music. And some they just wanted to have it for interior decoration purposes also. Plenty of them is still available. I was just looking on the internet, so there is one available on the eBay in Germany around 195 euros, another 150, and then on the Willhaben, this is the Austrian website, for 165 euros. I mean, this is a reasonable price, but you have to always see the cosmetic and the technical condition. I mean, on this condition, plus minus 200 euro, you can invest on this fine vintage amplifier receiver, basically. So yeah, I will turn it around basically to show you the connection layout on the back side, and then I hook up with the speakers and some audio source, and we try to play some music. We also test the radio, and also I think I'll hook up cassette deck or CD player. Let me see what I can find, a pile of things over there. So maybe CD is better to use on the auxiliary to really feel the taste of the sound. Let me turn it other way around. You see, it's it's a very nice wooden. Nobody makes like that. So I hope you can see it. All the connections basically. I can try to add some light basically. So this is the AC input, and then you have a selector, 120 or 240. In Europe is 240. These are the speakers, main speakers, and these are the remote, left and right channel. And this is the heat sink, where on the output transistors are basically connected, and you have a two fuse, 2 ampere each. So each fuse is basically protecting output transistor on the each side. So maybe it's short circuit, then it doesn't cause more damage on that. And this is a normal and separate connector. And the important thing is that this amplifier can also be used as a preamp. So not only the main amplifier feature, but you can also use the preamp feature also, which is also excellent, especially if you wanted to preamp your phono. You can first preamp here, then you can feed it over there, but you can directly feed also there, or you can use the whole amplifier as a preamp, So you can select between the preamp or power amp. These features nowadays doesn't exist in one amplifier. You have to buy a separate preamp and the power amp, but Sony offered this feature in 1971. So this is a recording, a playback, a DIN connector here for you, and these are the antenna connectors. So FM for 300 ohm ribbon input, it doesn't have a 75 ohm, and here you have a AM antenna for the medium wave reception. And these are the input. This is for the phono, and this is for the auxiliary. You have a tape. You might have seen that there were no tapes button on selector, but there were button which called monitor. Basically, when you press the monitor, the tape would be selected, and this is the recording out for the tape, because in 70 cassette players were very famous. That was the new thing, so that's why they added up. Very nice layout on the back, you see. And now I am gonna hook up some vintage speakers, I would say. Wharfedale vintage speakers. So vintage amplifier with the vintage speaker, then we see how it sounds. Give me a second, please.
We're in heaven. Dit is Radio Rijnmond. Love songs.
I changed the world. I changed the world. I changed the world. I wanna change the world.
So I hook up Wharfedale Denton 2XP speakers from 1970s also. Very excellent speakers. If you find them in a good condition, just take it. They produce an excellent sound. So this is the small driver work as a tweeter in mid-range also. Then you have a very big driver for the low frequencies. And they produce a very, very excellent sound quality. So I thought to connect the same era of speaker with this receiver. This is Monica. This is the AM. That should be hardly any station. Now I hook up the vintage CD player also, so at the auxiliary in, so we can see how good sound this perform with a CD player. So I hook up a very vintage Akai CD player. This is a CD-A405. This one is from 1987. They were sold for 2 years, 1987 to 1989. So this CD player, I thought since the receiver amplifier is vintage, the speaker Wharfedale is the vintage, let's put the vintage CD player also. So this has a digital converter PCM 565PG, which is made by Sony. It's not by the Philips TDA, so don't expect a very high quality Philips like sound from this CD player, but it's, of course, I mean, it has a less distortion like all CD players, but it's not as sharp and warm as the TDA deck chips, and of course it has the only analog output. So this came basically with the remote control also, around 4 kilo, very good build quality. Mechanism is very good. It is the MLP 9E. Sony also use same mechanism, the tray loading system, which is quite sturdy. That's what I like, and the display. But the chip is not high end. It's a regular chip, but it produces a good sound. So I thought to hook up a Freddie Mercury to listen. About the performance of this receiver with a combination of Wharfedale, excellent speaker, but I think the Akai is a not good choice with this setup. What do you think? I mean, this is a wooden case speaker, same with a wooden enclosure with the Sony receiver. I have to find some CD player which also blend with it. I don't know if any in my knowledge which look like that, but at least the old Philips CD player with the TDA deck chip will produce excellent sound with this setup, and they will look a very good woody vintage look in any living room or the bedroom. Thank you very much for watching. Please tell me in the comments about this receiver amplifier and about these speakers, Wharfedale Denton 2XP, and about this bad boy, the Akai CD-A405. If they could have used a better deck chip, it could have produced much better sound, but yeah, it's still good to play old CDs. Thank you for watching. Until next time, and thanks a lot for supporting. I'm thinking to make some surprise for all my subscribers as soon as I reach the 50,000 mark. Thanks a lot for your support. Bye bye.